welcome to Tuesday Tips. Got really nice ideas for you today to do. We're going to be painting with a sponge. So these little natural sponges have got all sorts of lovely shapes and stuff in them. And what I've got is I've got a black canvas which I'm going to be working on. So let's get stuck in and do this Tuesday Tips. So I painted that with black gesso, and then I've got some white silk emulsion which is being mixed with a little bit of water as well. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap into that white, and then I've got a plate separate, see that? Just there where I can tap it out. So I'm getting a lot of paint on there, and if you just blob it on it won't have no detail. So by tapping out on that palette, as you can see, it creates loads of effects. So I'm going to start in the sky area where I want the light to be, the light source, and I'm just going to tap around like so. This is going to be like a glow from behind the trees, if you like. Just tap that out and allow the dark to remain on the edges. I want to actually keep it lighter in the centre and then get darker as it comes out. So as you run out of paint, you can just keep twizzling and turning it around as you're doing it, and it'll just pick up enough paint so that it gets darker on these edges. There. A lot of fun to do this one for you today, because I really enjoy working with these sponges. You can get some crazy effects with acrylics, and I know I've got a lot of fans out there who love to paint with acrylics, so that's why I decided to do this one. Thought I'd do a bit of something for the acrylics people. There. You'll see different parts of paint all the way over it, and just make sure you keep using them. And if you get a big blob like I did there, you just simply go back into it, and then I'm gentle on the outsides, very gentle, because I don't want to apply too much up in there. Maybe just up in there there's a bit of light blistering through trees, so you can press a bit harder in certain areas, and then leave darks in there though. Don't just kill all that dark. There. That's it, something about, it's like you can even paint moody woods, really moody, really bright or lit up woods as well. And as you're doing this it'll dry, and as it's drying it'll just get brighter and brighter in that bright area. You can keep applying it as well as it's drying, and it's a lovely effect. And I've painted a lot of woodlands because obviously where I come from, some amazing, gorgeous woodland scenes. There. A lot of tapping with this though is the key. And like I say, retaining them darks in there, not killing it off. And what it does, it'll basically look like loads and loads of little tiny leaves going on in there. Now I want it to just come down a bit to about there, and then I'm going to tap just down here as though there's going to be some water or something, so I can have some reflections into it eventually. There. Again, this is the brighter spot, so you notice I tap in harder, making sure basically that I use all that paint that's on there. I don't want it to get over clogged out with paint and stuff like that. So I can just gently over the whole thing. It's real lovely to do. It's one of the best ways to use acrylics, I think. This is going to be really easy for you all as well. I've just got some straight black gesso. A tiny little bit of white to that. Just a little bit of white. A bit more than that. So you've got a grey basically. So I'm just going to use this grey, and then up in here I'm just going to pull down and create some trees. Now if they go light towards the base, this is still slightly wet, that's great. It makes it look a bit misty. You know, at the base, it makes it look misty down here in the base and darker at the top, so I actually really encourage that. I do like that effect. Maybe a bit of something there. do them all different sizes, so I'm going to make that one a little bit fatter. But always, generally, make them a bit fatter at the base. And have some nice angles with them. Don't have them all just perfectly straight. Darker again at the top, and as you come down it's going to mix with that white and get a little bit greyer. If you want, you can just use straight black here and there, make some that are a bit closer. Now this one's going to be quite a big trunk, is this one, maybe about that wide. I love painting woodlands though like this, where you can just see the sunlight peeping through the trees. Block that in there. I'm going to use a liner brush and come back and actually paint some little sticks and twigs on all these trees. Maybe again load both sides, just come up here. I could have one coming down into there. Good stuff. Again, I'm just going to grab a bit more white. I just want to use that. Create a couple over here that are further away as well with the grey. Coming in at a really funny angle, maybe that's nearly fallen down. You don't want them all the same, they're all completely random. I'm going to get it nice and sharp for this one. Sometimes you'll have twin trunk style trees as well, which I like to do, and basically when you've got a tree already in, let's just say here, when you've already got a tree in, like so, you just come back and you attach another one, say that comes from there, and you have it coming through to there, so it's a twin trunk style. And then a big fat base on it. Some nice roots down there. You can put some lovely sticks and twigs up into that. So again, I'm going to get a load of this white because I'm having to reach over and get it out. I'm going to use that because what I need to do is whatever I've got up in there, I need to repeat it down in the water slightly. Don't have to be exact, just somewhere near. In fact, you don't want it exact because water moves reflections. A bit more darker is that one, so just get them generally somewhere near, because you can move the reflections round as you choose at random. But it wants to generally mirror what's up in there. A big one just there. And then also I want to put a couple of darker ones just in front of these, because I want to push them grey ones back. So by doing these darker, them grey ones will look further away. There. Cool. Just for the gessos. You can do this quite fast, you know, feel free with it. There's no rush though, you know, but it's just nice to feel that you can just blast them in there without having to worry about it. As long as you concentrate on the shapes of the trunks and make sure they're slightly bigger lower down than they are higher up, that'll be fine. Again, I think I'm going to need maybe another one coming and just attaching to that there. Another one down in there. That's it. Right. Oops. Now, I'm just going to put some bushes along in here. So I'm just using the brush, a little fan brush, just the corner of it. and you can get some nice little details like this. Just touch it in there first, and then very gently on the edges you can just push up with that upward motion. Get some nice little details and bushes and stuff in there. Another thing you can do, before I get too carried away, a bit of light colour, put some bushes that are a bit further away back in here, so they're going to be more to the grey side. And then when you put the dark bushes in front, it'll give you depth. So they're sat back in there, a bit further away. Don't want them really detailed though, because these are further away. You've got to think like that. The detail's going to be in the foreground. Maybe you can see a couple there. Reflect a bit of that in the water maybe as well. Just general darker colour for in there. Knock a bit of that dark colour into the water as well. Great fun. I so enjoy doing these. Today I've got my mate along with me from Denmark, Torben, and Torben's filming for me at the moment, but he's going to have some amazing tips for you later in the week. He's got some great ideas for stuff, and he's been telling me all about it, and I can't wait to see him demo it for you all. I hope you look forward to that, because it's something a bit special. There we go. Let you guys rate his camera work. Just to put the pressure on. Yeah, and I'm just going to let them dark bushes get in there, just in front. And it'll push it all back. There. Along that water's edge. Just using a flat brush there. Once this is dried, I'm just going to use a simple 1-inch brush and put some of the white back in again. On that brush, just in there, I think. Be loose with it, really loose. Imagine you're Monet painting this, yeah? You don't have to stress and labour over it, just let it happen. See how loose I'm being. Twizzle the brush around as you go in, so you're using all the different paint. There. This has been a blast to do for you all so far. Now, just get a tiny bit more black gesso. And then, like I said, use a 1-inch brush, my little stippler I brought in there. I'm just going to, I don't know if you can see this, but zoom into that area. I'm just going to tap into it. Slightly different to the oils, I just get a bit of paint on, tap into it. But the bristles need to be open, really open. Right, so start back up here again. And I think where I want to have some leaves, and the light area is a really good spot to stick them. So just in there, I'm going to put some leaves that I can put some branches up to. It stands out so well in that bright area. It looked like you've spent hours with a little brush, just hours just putting them all in. And sometimes it's really nice to do this and then spend a bit of time with a small brush and define whether they're oak leaves, whether they're beech leaves, and they all have individual shapes, so you can get some really lovely things going on with these. Just stippling it in itself is nice, but it's nice to be able to distinguish which trees are which. An elm from a silver birch, for instance. As we were just coming round with me and Torben, were looking at all different trees, weeping willows, and the inspiration you get from being out there and seeing it all is unbelievable. Right, maybe a bit of some up in there. On the edges I want more. Up in here I want more of it. But leave the light showing through, don't kill it all. Up here I put a couple there, we're going to be little bushes just stood out there. That's it. paint some little branches up to that. Now obviously, let me have a quick think. Up in there, I definitely need some on edges. I like them to be dark on sides. And then mirror that down into the water, loosely. You know, you'll notice I'm saying loose a lot in this because this is definitely a painting where you need to be able to let go and just enjoy it and let it happen. Simple though. One there into that bush. That'll do. What you can also do is use the white again, and anywhere where you've lost a bit too much light, because it will happen if you're being as loose as I'm explaining to you now, it's bound to happen. Just go back in like I lost a bit of that light there, and you can just put that back in again. Just tap it back in there, and that's your main light spot, you see, just in there. And then it's easy enough to come back to your other brush, and you can just go back over that again. So there's no mistakes in here, never no need to worry. So you've still got it in there. You can actually use tap that out a bit more, I think. There. Right guys, next time on Tuesday's Tips, I'm going to be using this painting and teaching you all about how to use transparent colours over acrylics. It's something a little bit different, so you guys take care, and I'll see you all soon.